So, how y'all doing? I'm still talking about the road to poverty, which most of us are on at one level or another. Most of us are on that road to poverty. So, this is the second part. Okay, so I'm going to talk about work and deceit. Okay, I'm going to talk about that. Now, God ordained in Genesis that man should work. Man shall work by the sweat of his brow. He said man shall work 6 days a week, and on the seventh, the Sabbath, that he rests. So we don't know really what the Sabbath is. Not really, we don't know. I mean, we're going by the Gregorian calendar and so on. I really don't know. Is it Saturday, Sunday? I really don't know. We don't really know if today is Monday or not. I mean, we really don't know. Okay, but on the seventh, he said he worked 6 days a week. So when I reached rock bottom, I decided I took this literally. I'm gonna work 6 days a week. I took everything literally. I'm gonna get up early. I discovered that God was a morning person. I got up early. I stayed late, and I said I'm gonna work until I get myself out of this. So I work 6 days out of the week, and then he said, "It's the seventh day you rest." Now, whether you work for somebody else or whether you are self-employed, but you got to work for somebody. Now, when a lot of foreigners come over here, a lot of them are already self-employed. Africans, they do most of their business over there is entrepreneurs in Africa. Okay, and that's the way a lot of third world people do. But whether you are self-employed or working for someone else, the Bible says you have to work. He ordained that in Genesis. He told Adam, "You shall work by the sweat of your brow." 6 days a week, a man ought to work. And on the seventh day, he rests. And work yourself out of poverty. And actually, see, when you are into poverty, you have an ongoing thing to keep working. You know, in Asia, excuse me, in the Asians, they keep working until they just can't do it anymore, until they just too old to just can't do it anymore. The body will not allow them to do it. And even at my age, I'm always thinking about new businesses. Okay, but true, I mean, if you want to have a business, you got to have the money. But I'm not going to borrow to get the money. Okay, now look, a few years ago, there was this arts and crafts store that was open in the town where I live at. And they had all these sales. You buy one, you get something else equal or lesser value, 50% off. And so I bought a whole lot of bakeware from this particular store. I would buy one and get something. You had the coupons, get some 50% off. And so I bought a whole lot of bakeware. I have a lot of bakeware now. And I bought a whole lot of bakeware at the thrift shops and so on and so forth. So I have a whole lot of bakeware. So one of my dreams, one of my goals is to start a small scale bakery. But see, I bought the equipment already. I already bought the bakeware already. So what I have to do is, find an oven and find a space to do that. But see, I didn't start a bakeware when I was buying the bakeware. I didn't have the business when I was buying the bakeware. I bought all these cheap items years ago, not too long ago, and then the store closed. See, that's why I'm saying that when the Lord gives you an idea to start something like a bakery, for example, buy the equipment now while it's cheap. Because the store that I bought that's closed, gone. Okay? So when the Lord gives you an idea, act on it. When the Lord gives you an idea for so-and-so, act on it. Okay? If he showed you some cheap land, act on it, get it. Now, use all of your talents. See, in heaven, we're limited on the earth. Okay, see, if I want to become a medical doctor, which I would like to become, I got to get a bachelor's degree in biology. Then I have to go to med school, take microbiology, and so on and so forth. Okay, it's going to cost me too, probably $1,000 per credit hour. So if you take one class, it's worth 3 credits. That's $3,000. Then do I have $3,000? Well, that's what's going to cost me to go to med school and so on and so forth. But see, in heaven, you don't have those kind of limitations. Okay, the schools are free in heaven. Okay, so you can just go to medical school in heaven. But look, see, we limit ourselves. The reason why I'm talking about that is because we limit ourselves Okay, we limit ourselves. If we have a talent to cook, we don't cook. If we have a talent for crochet, knitting, embroidery, we don't crochet, knit, or embroider. We're just lazy. We don't even take advantage of the gifts that God has already put into us. And not everybody can sing and dance, okay? So what I'm saying, that whatever talent God has given, please use it to the max. Now, I'm talking about deceit also. Now, in the church as well as in the world, there's all kinds of deceitful gimmicks on how to get rich. There's Ponzi scheme, pyramid schemes, which you see a whole lot of those in the churches. They'll say, you'll get 50%. If you give us $1,000, you get 50% return in 30 days. There's nothing on the market that can give you that. But they say, now what they do is get money from other people, and they get money from Peter to pay this person, Peter to pay Paul. They get money from this person to pay this person. They're always getting new investors to pay these people. And then the whole thing crashes all of a sudden. Okay, you see the rampant in church, because the church is the one place where you can deceive the maximum number of people in the shortest period of time in the church. There's multi-level marketing, which is one person get two people, then those two people get two people on infinitum. Now, of course, in theory it should work, but eventually all of that collapses too. And look, I remember being exposed to this multi-level marketing, and it wasn't nothing. He said if you go to this level, you get information about tax delinquent property for 10% on the dollar. I mean, I can do that just by going on the internet, which is free. You can get this, you can get that. And so eventually, okay, this people who introduced me, they got a lot of money. They built themselves a patio, and then the whole thing crashed, and he begged for a job back with the post office. Okay, so you may make a lot of money in a Ponzi or a pyramid scam initially, but it's going to crash, and then you go bust. Multi-level marketing, you're going to go bust. I've been exposed to more than one pyramid Ponzi scheme. They're all just games, tricks. I remember there was a time card. Okay, multi-level marketing. Of course, the only people that got any money are the people at the top. Eventually, all of it crashed. And what happened is that it's no point in you buy a time card, which is $1 a minute, and they had time cards you can pay 2 cents a minute. Okay, so it didn't work anyway. Dishonest scales. Okay, when you're dishonest like that, you're going to crash. You're going to come to poverty. I've seen it too often. And the person who ran this particular Ponzi scam, I think it was with this time card, eventually him and his wife owed like $144,000 in the IRS. Took them 4 or 5 years, 7 years to pay it off. Okay, but because that's a Ponzi scam, which there are federal penalties for that. And there's a lot of churches that run Ponzi pyramid scams, so be aware of that. Dishonest scales. Now, see, you have to be honest no matter what it costs you, because it's going to cost you to be honest. Why are you getting the PPP loan, whatever it's called, from the government, if you don't have a legitimate business? Okay? Because the government wants their money back. Okay? The government wants their money back, okay? So why are you getting a PPE loan when you don't have the money? You don't have even a legitimate business. Now, I have registered a lot of businesses. I have registered in the public record a lot of businesses. But I'm not doing anything. I'm not even doing nothing. I just registered the trade name so nobody else won't get it. Okay, but I'm not really doing anything. So I don't have no need to ask for a PPE loan. So be honest, which a lot of poor people aren't, no matter what it costs you. If you have a credit card, do not run from that credit. If you owe an X-ray company, pay the X-ray company. Before you put $300 on your head, go pay the X-ray company. Okay? I just don't understand black girls paying $250 for a wig. I don't understand black girls that way. I just do not understand. $250 for a wig that they're only going to wear for 5 days. And that's not even including the installation. I mean, I just don't understand black girls. Because I'm telling you, you're going to need that $250 as you age, because you got to pay if you go to the hospital, they got to have their money before they even look at you. Okay. And I just don't understand black girls spending $80, $100, $200 on their nails. I don't even get that. Those guys are going to look at it anyway. Those not going to even look at it. But I just don't understand it, because I'm telling you, you're going to need that $200 when you get older. The older you get, the more money you're going to need for hospital care or who knows what else. Your car break down. I'm not even a car person. I'm not even mechanically oriented, but when you have a car, stuff is going to happen, and you got to have that money for it. Hastiness. You do stuff without thinking. You know, black men, they're born hasty. They do everything without thinking. They go rob a bank without thinking. They go rob a house, steal from a house without thinking. They do everything without thinking. But hastiness is when you act without thinking. You know, black men got that bad, y'all. And y'all know that too. But that will bring you to poverty, according to Proverbs 21. Hastiness. When you do things without thinking. I'm telling you, when people ask you to spend some money, sit down and think about it. Count the cost. The Bible says to count the cost. When you go for a war, and you know, Bible days, the Lord told them, go count the cost of the war. Told King David, I think, to go count the cost of the war. So whenever you take on any endeavor, you got to count the cost. Like right now, I'm building a fence, and I count the cost. I know what it's going to cost me. It's going to cost me $60 at least to buy the bricks. That's at least. It's cost me a lot of money to build that fence. Okay? And it's going to cost me, I got to build the bricks, got to buy the bricks. That's going to cost at least $60. So count the cost. No matter what you do, count the cost. And that is part one of work and deceit. You do have to work somewhere. Use your God-given talents to either start a business or do something. Have a nice day.